Money. It can bring families together, or rip them apart, forever. For the Monroe family, everything seemed fine, until the day their father's will was read. That was the day everything changed. In a quiet suburban neighborhood in Ohio, the Monroe siblings gathered at their late father's home. Sarah, the oldest, had been the caretaker. Michael, the middle child, was ambitious, but distant. And Emily, the youngest, was known as the peacemaker. On the outside, they looked like a close family, but deep down, old wounds had never healed. When the attorney unfolded the will, the room grew tense. Their father, a hardworking mechanic who built a modest but comfortable life, had left behind something shocking. Everything. The house, the savings, the family land, was left in Sarah's name alone. Not split equally, not even shared. All of it to one child. The silence was suffocating. Michael's jaw tightened. Emily froze. Sarah looked down, unable to meet her sibling's eyes. That can't be right, Michael muttered, gripping the edge of the chair. Dad wouldn't do this to us. Emily whispered, There has to be a mistake. Maybe we should read it again? But the attorney's words were final. Their father had been crystal clear. Sarah was the sole heir. And in that moment, jealousy, suspicion, and bitterness began to crack through the walls of their so-called family bond. What none of them knew was that their father's decision had a reason that would soon tear them apart. Michael's eyes narrowed at Sarah. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you stayed behind. While the rest of us lived our own lives, you were working him, convincing him. Admit it, Sarah. You manipulated Dad. Sarah shook her head, her voice trembling. No, Michael. You have no idea what you're talking about. I never asked for this. I never even knew. But Michael cut her off. Don't lie to me. You always thought you were better than us. Now you've stolen everything that was supposed to be ours. And just like that, the Monroe siblings, the family that once shared Sunday dinners, backyard barbecues, and late-night laughter, was standing on the edge of a war not fought with weapons, but with words, lies, and betrayal. Emily tried to calm things down. Please, both of you, this isn't what Dad would have wanted. We're family. But the truth, family or not, the inheritance was already poisoning their hearts. What Sarah didn't realize was that Michael wasn't going to let it go. That night, while Sarah sat alone in her father's empty living room, she heard something that froze her blood. Michael's voice outside the window, whispering to someone on the phone. Yeah, I don't care what it takes. I'm getting my share, even if I have to take Sarah down myself. The war had officially begun. Sometimes, the people you trust the most are the ones who can hurt you the deepest. And for Sarah Monroe, her brother Michael was about to prove just how far betrayal could go. The next morning, Sarah walked into the kitchen. Emily sat at the table, staring into a cold cup of coffee. The silence was heavy. You heard him too, didn't you? Sarah asked softly. Emily hesitated. He was angry, Sarah. We all are, but you know Michael. He says things he doesn't mean. Sarah shook her head. No, Emily, that wasn't just anger. He's planning something. I know it. But Sarah didn't realize Michael wasn't just angry. He was desperate. And desperation has a way of making people do the unthinkable. That afternoon, Michael showed up with a folder tucked under his arm. His smile looked forced. Hey, Sarah, he said casually, almost too casually. Can we talk? Sarah's guard was up, but she nodded. Michael opened the folder, pulling out papers. I've been doing some digging. Dad's will may say everything goes to you, but there are loopholes. If we challenge it in court, if we argue undue influence, well, you could lose everything. But if you agree to split it 3 ways now, we avoid all that. Sarah's face hardened. So that's what this is about. Money. Michael leaned in, his voice sharp. Don't act so innocent. You think you deserve it because you stayed here? Please. You weren't Dad's favorite. You were his caretaker. Don't confuse duty with love. And for the first time, Sarah wondered, was Michael right? Had her father's decision really been out of gratitude? Or was there a truth Sarah herself didn't want to face? But before Sarah could answer, Emily burst into the room, her face pale. Stop it, both of you. Don't you see what this is doing to us? Michael smirked. Wake up, Emily. She's sitting on a fortune while we get scraps. Dad didn't trust us enough to leave us anything. Doesn't that bother you? Emily's voice broke. What bothers me is watching my family fall apart. What Sarah and Michael didn't know was that Emily had secrets of her own, and in the chaos of the inheritance, her silence was more dangerous than either of them realized. That night, Sarah found an old box in her father's study. Letters, dozens of them. She pulled one out and froze. It was from her father, addressed not to her but to Emily. Her hands trembled as she read, Emily, I know this truth may hurt you, but you need to understand why I made the choices I did. And as Sarah's eyes scanned the words, her world shifted. Her father's will wasn't just about money. It was about a secret, one that could destroy what little was left of their family. Sarah discovers her father left secret letters to Emily, but what truth do they hold? Sometimes, the truth isn't what sets you free, it's what tears you apart. And for the Monroe family, the truth was about to hit like a wrecking ball. Sarah sat alone in the dimly lit study, her hands trembling as she clutched her father's letter to Emily. The words cut like glass. Emily, I hope one day you'll forgive me. The truth is, you are not my biological daughter. Sarah dropped the letter, her chest tightening. In one moment, everything Sarah thought she knew about her family shattered. Her sister, the peacemaker, the one who always held them together, wasn't even blood. And suddenly, her father's decision to leave everything to Sarah made sense. But how could she ever tell Emily? Later that evening, Emily walked into the room. Her eyes darted to the letter in Sarah's hand. She froze. You read them, didn't you? Sarah swallowed hard. Emily, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell us? Emily's eyes filled with tears. Because it doesn't matter. He raised me as his own. I loved him and he loved me. That's all that matters. Sarah shook her head, her voice low. Emily, it's why he didn't leave you anything. He was trying to protect you. He didn't want Michael to use it against you. And right then, Michael walked in, catching only pieces of the conversation, enough to know there was something being kept from him. And when Michael felt shut out, he didn't take it lightly. Michael's voice thundered. What's going on? What are you two hiding from me? Emily's face went pale. Sarah quickly stuffed the letter back into the box. It's nothing, Michael, just old papers. But Michael wasn't buying it. His eyes narrowed. Don't lie to me. First Dad leaves everything to you. Now you're whispering secrets with Emily? I deserve to know the truth. Sarah snapped back. No, Michael. What you deserve is to stop destroying this family. Michael clenched his fist, his voice low and dangerous. Fine, if you won't tell me, I'll find out myself. And that's when Emily broke down, her voice shaking, tears streaming down her face. She cried out, Because I'm not his daughter, Michael. Dad wasn't my real father. The room fell silent. Michael's face turned pale, disbelief etched across it. What? What did you just say? Emily sobbed, her hands covering her face. It's true. Dad knew. Sarah knows. And now you do too. And in that moment, Michael's anger didn't fade. It grew. Because the truth didn't just change Emily's life. It gave him ammunition. Michael sneered, his voice sharp as a knife. So that's it. No wonder he left you nothing. You don't belong to this family at all. Stop, Sarah yelled. Don't you dare say that to her. She is our sister. But Michael just shook his head. She's nothing. And now I have proof. If you think you're keeping everything, Sarah, you're wrong. Because once the court hears about this, you'll both lose. And with that, Michael stormed out of the house, his plan clearer than ever. Use Emily's pain as his weapon. Michael now knows Emily's secret and is ready to exploit it. The question is, how far will he go? And can Sarah protect Emily before it's too late? Greed doesn't just blind people. It turns them against the ones they love most. And for the Monroes, the line between family and enemy was about to disappear. The very next day, Sarah was blindsided with a knock on her door. A courier handed her a thick envelope. Inside were legal documents. Her stomach dropped. Michael had officially filed a lawsuit to challenge the will. Sarah whispered to herself, "He's really doing it." But Michael wasn't just fighting Sarah in court. He was waging a war in whispers, telling neighbors, family friends, and even old co-workers that Sarah had manipulated their father, and that Emily wasn't really a Monroe. Soon, Sarah couldn't even step into the grocery store without feeling eyes on her. People who had once smiled at her now turned away. That night, Sarah confronted Emily in the kitchen. "Emily, you can't let him do this. He's using your secret against us." Emily looked torn, her eyes red from crying. "Sarah, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want this family to keep falling apart." "Then stand with me," Sarah pleaded. "Please, Em, I need you." But Emily shook her head. "Michael says he can fix this. If I testify for him, maybe he'll stop." Sarah's voice cracked. "Testify? Against me? Emily, you know the truth. Dad left everything to me because he trusted me. You know I never asked for any of this. And yet?" Emily's silence said more than words. Because deep down, she didn't know what to believe anymore. Torn between loyalty and resentment, she was drifting towards Michael's side, without even realizing it. The day of the first court hearing arrived. Sarah walked in, her head held high, but her heart racing. Michael was already seated, with Emily right beside him. Sarah froze. Her own sister, the girl she had protected her whole life, was sitting with the brother who wanted to destroy her. Michael smirked when he saw Sarah's face. "Told you, sis, you're all alone now." And then, Emily stood up. Her voice shook as she addressed the judge. "Your Honor, I believe my sister Sarah pressured our father into writing that will, and I can't stay silent anymore." Sarah's breath caught in her throat. Emily's words echoed in her ears like a death sentence. In that moment, Sarah realized the unthinkable. The sister she had always defended had just betrayed her in the worst possible way. Emily has taken Michael's side in court, accusing Sarah of manipulation. Sarah is left completely isolated, with everything she holds dear on the verge of being ripped away. Sometimes, in the pursuit of money, people forget the one thing worth more than any inheritance: family. And for the Monroes, the price of greed was about to be revealed. Inside the courtroom, Sarah sat frozen. Her own sister had just testified against her. Michael's smirk grew wider, convinced victory was his. But just as the judge prepared to speak, Sarah stood. Her voice trembled, but her words cut through the silence. "Your Honor, before you make any decision, there's something the court needs to know. The truth about why my father left everything to me." She reached into her bag and pulled out the box of letters, the same letters Emily had tried to keep hidden. With the judge's permission, Sarah read aloud, her father's own words explaining everything. "Sarah, I know leaving everything to you may anger your siblings, but I trust you to protect them. Michael is reckless. Emily is not my blood, though she will always be my daughter in my heart. But if the truth comes out, I fear Michael will use it against her. By placing everything in your hands, I'm asking you to shield them, even from each other." Gasps filled the courtroom. Emily's eyes widened, tears streaming down her cheeks. He was trying to protect me," she whispered. Michael's face turned red with rage. "This doesn't change anything. It's still not fair." But the judge raised a hand. "It changes everything. This will is valid, and Mr. Monroe's intentions are clear. Case dismissed." In that moment, the gavel came down, not just on the case, but on the Monroe family itself. The inheritance battle was over, but the scars it left ran deep. Outside the courthouse, Emily rushed to Sarah, sobbing. "I'm so sorry. I let Michael get in my head. I didn't want to hurt you." Sarah held her tightly, though her own tears fell. "I know, Em. But the damage is done. You didn't just doubt me. You betrayed me." Michael stormed past them, muttering, "You'll regret this, Sarah. You'll both regret it." But Emily turned to him, her voice firm for the first time. "No, Michael. The only thing I regret is letting you convince me that money was worth more than family." Michael stopped in his tracks. For the first time, he had nothing to say. And just like that, the truth was out. Sarah kept the inheritance, but what she lost couldn't be measured in dollars. A sister's trust, a brother's love, a family's bond. Moral of this story: you see, in life, money can buy many things, but it can't buy loyalty, it can't buy trust, and it will never buy back the moments we lose when we let greed control us. The Monroe family learned too late that the real inheritance we leave behind is the love we share, not the wealth we fight over. The inheritance battle ended in Sarah's favor, but at what cost? For the Monroes, the will didn't just divide property, it divided hearts. Friends, was Sarah right to protect the inheritance, or should she have shared it anyway? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, like, subscribe, and tell me where you're watching from. I always love seeing the different places our stories reach. Most importantly, don't miss the next tale. It's one you don't want to miss.